If you're a first-time investor, I'd say partner up with somebody. Go to like a local RIA or go to BiggerPockets.com and go on those forums and go type and say, hey, who's a local investor here that's starting off that wants to partner? There's so many investors that's starting off that's looking for exactly what you're looking for. There's so much information out there regarding all of that. I want to go back to Jim's question. He said, what's the best advice for a young 20-year-old trying to get into investing? I'm guessing he's referring to real estate. If he's not, I'm sorry, but I'm going to talk about real estate investing. Okay, Jim? I'd say the best way is probably to buy your first home. Here's why. Because when you buy your first home, you're going to know what's involved when buying your second home. You see how that works, and then your third, and then your fourth, and you so on. You know the process. You get a little bit more savvy and more familiar with the whole thing, the whole process, and it helps you get familiarized with the area too. So like the best way to know the area is to go out there, right? Go with your agent. But let's just say you already bought your home and now you want your second home to be like an investment type. Depending on what you want to do, you want to flip or you want to rent. If you're a first-time investor, I'd say partner up with somebody. That's my biggest recommendation. Partner up with somebody that's also starting off. Or if you don't want to partner up with somebody, go find a mentor. Go find somebody that's already doing it and build a relationship with that person, and then ask them what you could do for them for free. I know that sounds crazy. Some of you guys are saying free. No, I want to make money. But a mentor is not going to mentor you if you have nothing to offer them. So it needs to be free. That's the only thing you can offer, because you're a first-time investor. They've been doing it for many years. They don't need you. You need them. See how that works? So because you need them and you need their knowledge, offer to do something for them that they just don't want to do. Offer to do that. And then in return, ask if they can mentor you and teach you. That's the best thing I could say for somebody that's starting off. Or if not, go to like a local RIA or go to BiggerPockets.com and go on those forums and go type and say, hey, who's a local investor here that's starting off that wants to partner? There's so many investors that's starting off that's looking for exactly what you're looking for. There's so much information out there regarding all of that. Like paying your time for knowledge. Yeah, in the beginning, you don't have a lot of knowledge, so you have to pay for it with your time. You have to go and do things for these investors out, so that way they can mentor you. If they have deals, they might ask you to partner up with them. Unless you have heck of money sitting somewhere and you have access to it, then maybe what you could do is just buy properties from wholesalers. There's heck of wholesalers out there that's always looking for cash buyers. You could be on their list now, because when they normally have good deals, they send it to all of their cash buyers, and then whoever responds first gets the house. When you do that, you're buying it straight from an investor that doesn't want to do the flip themselves or keep it themselves, because they probably got too many projects going on. Do that if you don't want to go. Otherwise, do one of the first two. Mentor somebody or partner up with somebody. But you gotta invest time into it though. Did I ever share this with you, Charles? When I first got into real estate, I actually started as a wholesaler first. I started as a wholesaler first. I went to my mentor, and my mentor said, yeah, make a few phone calls here and there. And then I did. I made a few phone calls to a bunch of investors, started building my list of cash buyers, wholesalers, all of that. And I started reaching out to property managers. And then when something was gonna come on the market, they called me first, because I built a relationship with them. And just by doing that, while working a 9 to 5 on my slow time during breaks and stuff, I would make phone calls, and sometimes they send me deals. And I did 2 wholesales through that. Within 3 months, I did that. And I was like, oh man, you could definitely do this. It's possible. It's not fake. And then I didn't even use any of my money. I just used a lot of my time to research and reach out to people and cold call people. And then my mentor told me, Chia, like what you're doing is great, but if you are serious about real estate, why don't you just go get your license and sell real estate, and at the same time learn about the area, learn about what's out there, and then you might see an opportunity before anybody else, because you're in the field. The rest was history. Here I am now. That's how I started off in real estate, dude.
Okay, shoot, I didn't know that. What do you think about starting out with an investment with your first property being a duplex?
Those are the best.
Yeah, because then you can, especially if you go into it with a partner, like you said, one can rent one side, one can rent the other. But if you can swing it on your own, then you rent one side out, and then And depending on, the cost of the duplex, I mean, you might be able to cover a good part of the mortgage with that, and then also still have the investment, and you're right there, so you can monitor everything at the same time. I always liked that idea, and I know that a lot of people started doing that, but I mean, it's kind of a niche situation. But I feel like that's a good way to start, as an investor, especially when you're young, because you already live alone, so you can get a smaller one. You can live on the small side, rent to a family, charge more for rent on the big side. I feel like that'd be a good start.
Some people that don't want to get a duplex, but they're single and they could risk a lot of things, they buy a house with a lot of bedrooms and they just rent the room out. I even hear people doing this. They buy a house and they just go get their RV and park on the driveway and live in their RV and rent the whole house out. For real.
Yeah, okay.
You could get aggressive with these things, It's just how creative you want to be, how much you want to risk it, and how serious you are, how bad do you really want it to compromise. Some people start off doing that and then they move from house to house to house. You don't have to be that investor to where you buy so many properties all at once. You can just start with one. You can probably start with your first house, rent your first house out, move out and become a tenant. And then once you have enough equity from that house that the tenant's been paying, refinance, cash out, or HELOC, use that money to go down another house and just keep doing that. And then by the time you know it, 10 years go by, 20 years go by, you have all of these properties under your portfolio. That's like the slow way of starting it.
Yeah, one of the best investments.
Real estate, because it's going up with the market. Your minimum wage went up. Guess what? The housing market went up too. Taxes, real estate's gonna hedge. That's why so many people own real estate, y'all. That is why, okay? But hey, thanks for the question, Jim. Hopefully that answered your question. Hopefully it was informative to a lot of you guys that are starting out and looking to invest into real estate. Remember, if you can't find anything within your price point, you might need to compromise something. Size, bed, bath, location, you decide, okay? And one thing I always like to say, and I'll leave with this, with real estate, especially your first home, use that first home as a stepping stone into your dream home, because it's easier to save for your dream home when you already own your own house instead of renting. Because when you're renting, most of your income's going towards the landlord's rent. And you guys might be saying, yeah, but if you have your own house, most of your money's going towards your mortgage. Yes, it is in the interest, but some of that portion is going towards your principal. So that means you've been paying down the loan. And when you see your dream home and you're ready to make a move now, you've outgrown your first house, you could pull the trigger, sell your house, or refinance and cash out and take that equity out and put it down on your dream home. Just food for thought. Okay, there's a lot of ways of going about it, but that is it. I will let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.